Welcome, welcome to another EBX discussion. And if you're alive and breathing, guess what? We are back to conquer another day. Salute my soldiers and soldierettes. And let's get to them honors, shall we? I honor thy ancestors, their spirit alive in the present as we speak. And I always got to keep that spiritual momentum going, no matter what. Fuck fear. As I said recently, we're going to keep that positivity in the atmosphere. And I always got to get to those that we held dear that may have transitioned. May they rest in peace and in power. And may all of our families prosper and everything we touch turn to gold. Because I honor thy mother, honor thy father, honor thy sister, and honor thy brother. And again, I thank those that's been looking on and, taking the time to listen to a brother, because you could have been doing anything. You took the time to listen to a few words and examples, suggestions, and sharing of experiences, And a lot of times, we come into things, whether it's person, place, or thing, sometimes that we don't overstand. But if we stay right within, we will see why different individuals, whether it's myself or others, move the way we move. We will see down the road. And, if we're connected to that divine, the realness will be revealed. You just got to live this life, and you got to have that pineal gland open, I always got to have that pineal gland open. You'll hear me say that from time to time, as well as many other reachers and teachers. And that's something. It's something in this life that can never, ever be stopped. And that is the truth, brothers and sisters, kings and queens, reachers and teachers, my family, children, those that I am lovingly tied into, whether it's in the world, in general, like I said, my family, or could be brothers and sisters online, the real ones, because I'm not going to act like I don't be on social media, but I do. But it's all about where one's mind is, where one's spirit is, what we thinking inside. Because you hear me say this from time to time. What we harbor inside the most is what will come out eventually. We can only hide certain things for so long. And that's where the truth comes in. The truth can be many things. It could be in our personal lives. It could be exposing things of the world, just different things in life in general, whether it's positive or negative. Truth can lead to many, sometimes beautiful things. Sometimes truth can hurt, Truth can cleanse oneself. Truth can lead us, but, it can lead us away from things, that's not good. Or sometimes it can lead us into things that are great. And never give up. Don't you dare give up, my brothers and sisters. Giving up isn't even part of when you're connected to that powerful, divine, the universe. Giving up is not even in our vocabulary. It's just a lesson. It's just another hurdle. Those that have been on this walk for a long time, we know this. But, there are always those that are in the beginning. It's no such thing as giving up. It's just a lesson. It's a hurdle. It's another test. So keep passing them, because the truth is undisputed. So don't you dare give up. And why is the truth undisputed and will always be undisputed or undefeated? Because of us. And yes, because of those that are tapped in to that God and goddess within. That's why that truth will always be undisputed. Think of those that have transitioned and their spirit is still alive today. Here on this new level, I don't say year, I say level. Just ponder that. Those that have transitioned decades ago, spirit still alive. Still teaching and speaking. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the good things about social media. Keeps those that spirit not forgotten, And that could be anybody, not just icons or those that spoke and anybody that meant right in their heart, whether they were in the limelight or not. It's all about what's in the heart, right? My soldiers and soldierettes, salute. So that's why the truth will always be undeniably undisputed. Can't fuck with the truth, because the truth is like when you become centered with that great divine, You start digging that shit up within. That's the most, I ain't gonna even say challenging. It depends on who we are as a brother or sister, young or old. When it comes to digging that crap up within, that's the most hardest truth of all for some of us. And when we can do this and we're able to clear out all the gunk that we have within, I'm just speaking in general, because we all have, it's a part of the process. When you come clean to that divine, it's a part of the process. You have to get that gunk out. And why do we have to get the gunk out of our inner? Because can't see through the gunk. The great divine can't work with gunk, can't work with crap. Divine can't work with that. It has to be positive energy, because negative is what? It's friction, it's resistance. That's what negative is. But when you're positive, that means it's a willpower in you. It's a willingness to show, teach, give, and I have to say, as like myself, a lot of us, whether it's in my family or brothers and sisters in the world, a lot of us have, I always say, have come through some kind of conditioning. Everybody's conditioning is a little different, how we got it, or how we harbor it. So that's why I say the truth will always be undisputed. And the truth isn't always easy, I must say. Sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's hurtful. It might even make you shed a tear sometimes. But in the end, don't we all feel better when we go with that truth, no matter what, especially within ourselves? Because when we have that truth right within, man, everything else is a breeze, because when you're trying your best to be truthful, is with all fiber of our body, it just makes life that much more easier. It makes different situations and challenges much more easy to deal with when you're not plotting and planning and being evil and sneaky and all that stupid shit, especially if you're over 46 and you know better and you're still doing kiddie shit. I mean, you're going to be forever lost in a mental prison. And that's the worst space and the worst place that we could ever be in, brothers and sisters. It is a mental prison, because if we can't fix ourselves within, then how the hell we going to deal with the outer? So stay away from mental prison. We all know what prison is, right? It's confinement. It's something you can't get out of. There's no light in a prison. Only the light that is allowed. So don't let ourselves be in a mental prison. So, and because a lot of us, like I said, have been through different layers in our lives, as well as myself. So never make light or make fun of one willing to pour out their heart. And this is brother or sister that's willing to, talk about different issues in their lives and not afraid to talk about it to others. And that's a good thing, because it's better out than in. It's good to just get it out there, because if you don't get it out, I'm still talking about truth, because truth is many things, but right now I'm talking about the mental truths that we carry within ourselves. When we get to that, it's a very cleansing and beautiful thing. So if there are those that make fun of, it could be brother or sister, but I'm gonna speak on the brothers, because we always taught to be a man and all this stuff. Never make fun of another brother that's pouring his heart out and willing to put his heart, I won't say on the line, but just willing to open up. It takes a lot of courage to do that, and it's not an easy thing to do. And never make fun of no one that's doing that, whether brother or sister, because you could be next. It could happen to you. So we learn from those that open up and willing to deal with that inner truth, because after that, once it's out, you feel better. You have now stepped into that new level. Now you're even more empowered than you were, because when you come clean with oneself and that divine, I'm talking about before you speak to anyone else. You come clean, you meditate by yourself, and you cleanse oneself. Now you're not dragging nothing around. It's all gone. And now you're like, and it's like a breath of fresh air. That's why I say the truth is undisputed. It will always be undisputed, because of you and I and the real like-minded brothers and sisters out here. But like again, whether it's in my family, whether it's online or in the world in general, because that's another thing about that undisputed truth. Keeps us, when we take it serious and We let it get into our system and soak it in. It keeps us above and beyond the pettiness. And it has us, it's almost those that are like super aware. We almost have a superpower. And I'm talking about amongst our mistakes and challenge our human things that we do. It's almost like our superpower. You know, when we can we don't let nothing stop us from feeling the truth, giving the truth, and dealing with our own personal truth. Those that are able to do that, that's our superpower. And if you know someone like that, whether it's brother, sisters, in your family, wherever it is, man, connect to those that are like that. That's not afraid of the truth. Not only the truth in the world, but the truth within ourselves. And again, I say, just think of those that before social media, that wasn't afraid of that truth. Think of how much harder it was for them, and they still stuck to that truth, and they kept that truth out there. And their spirit, that's why their spirit is still alive today. You know, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King per se, and you know, and so many others. Their spirit is still alive. No matter what we think about them, the theories we might heard and all this stuff, they still spoke some truth. And their spirit of that truth, like I said, it's many of them, not just Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. And it's a lot of truth. It was a lot of truth sayers, you know, that have transitioned, and some that are alive right now today, you know, that's keeping that spirit, that spirit of truth undisputed, because it came from the pit of their soul. You know, they meant right, even though some things got thrown at them to try to discourage them and taint their image and all that stuff. But the truth always remain undisputed. Nothing can stop the truth. I don't care what comes at us out there in the world, or whether it comes through a person, place, or a thing. It's too powerful now. And a lot of us are more aware than we have ever been. That's why the truth will always remain undefeated or undisputed. So don't you dare, like I said, don't you dare give up. Don't you dare give up what we have fought for, which is this peace, this knowledge, this love, this connection that we all have now, those that are reaching and teaching, you know, because I don't think we have to, I mean, I know there are those that might not be aware, but I have to say, brothers and sisters, I think it's a lot of us that are these days, more and more. There's too much truth out there. I mean, of course, we have to regulate who we listen to and make sure we get the right information and do our own studying and researching. And, you know, as long as you stick to that truth, you know, that's what you will surround yourself with. That's what you'll connect yourself to. Again, like I say, not just the truth in the world, our own personal truths. Because when we stick to our own personal truths in our own lives, man, we will become undisputed. So, and the truth will always be undefeated because of you and I and us, those that care about the culture, those that care about one another amongst our disagreements, as long as it's nothing that's, too hateful or harmful. Because unfortunately, some individuals you do have to, we'll know who to attach ourselves to and who not, because that's what the truth does. Once you've been on this walk for decades, for a long time, as I say, folks, it'll become natural. The truth will become natural. You won't have to act like it anymore. You'll become a part of it because it will become undeniably undisputed. The truth, no matter what evil entity in the world try to throw at the truth, it might kind of mess it up a little bit and discourage some, but it just depends on who's awake and who's not, because those that know the real truth within themselves and in the world, people like that, those that are on that high vibration, will always be undisputed, even in the times when it's not easy to be connected to that truth. So don't you dare give up. For those that think, don't you dare have doubt. Don't you dare have stress. Stress is the root of all sickness, because once you get that stressful thought in your mind, it makes its way to your body. And I say this from time to time, the body always follows the mind. So stick to that truth, and whatever it is, in every aspect of our lives, not just researching and exposing. And, it's getting to the point now we know about the industry and the politics and the those that are trying to taint Mother Nature in the world and discourage everybody, and we pretty much know about these things now. But it doesn't matter, because nothing unnatural can fuck with the truth. There's too many brothers and sisters out here amplifying that truth, and we can speak on it, talk about it, have topics, even if none of us are not saying anything, or just dealing with our own personal lives. The truth will still be there. The truth will always remain undisputed. It's nothing no one can do about the truth. It's there. A lie will try to hang in there, but a lie can't last for too long at all. Truth lasts forever. So, and like I say, we can always have perfect intentions, even though, but in some cases we are perfect. We have to think like that. We are perfect brothers and sisters if we're trying to be righteous, if we're trying to activate those morals. We're gonna do human things. That's why we take time to study mind, body, and soul on the regular. I said that on the podcast. 7 ways to free our mind, and that's one vital way. Study our mind, body, and soul. And once we learn about our mind, body, and soul, guess what? We will begin to know others that we are connected to, because we can't begin to know or teach others if we don't know about ourselves. I mean, any little thing about ourselves. I don't care what it is, And it's kind of amazing sometimes. Don't think of it as such a deep thing, I don't want to say make a game out of it, but make it fun, Just test yourself on different things, and you'll be surprised when you really pay attention to our inner selves. It's a beautiful thing. And then you will view the outside in a whole different light, a whole different way. And a lot of us are experiencing this, and have experienced it. Because those that, like I said, that's been on this walk for a long time, we know what it is to have that real truth within oneself, our loved ones, our family, and knowing the truth about the world. So again, I'll say, my family, children, brothers and sisters, don't you dare give up. You stick to that truth. Even if it hurts, you stick to that truth. And this goes for me too. I always do that little invoice on ourselves to, just make sure we straight, keep areas together. And I say again, never make fun of no one that's opening up and that's willing to deal with their inner issues. And this brother or sister, don't make fun of that, because who we make fun of, it could be us. That could be us next, so we don't do that. We learn from those that take the time to share their heart, their love, and that have dealt with their issues and willing to share it with the world. That's a beautiful thing. Don't make fun of stuff like that, because think of those who didn't do that, that have left us, that transition and held that stuff in. That's the kind of things that can happen. So don't make fun of people who are willing to talk about their issues in order to help another brother or sister. It's a great thing. And things like that is what will keep that truth undisputed. Real talk. So, and I just wanted to give that message, learn, that's how we keep from having, implosion and mental breakdowns when we talk about things, even if it is on YouTube. It's better out than in, brothers and sisters, especially if you mean well. I ain't talking about if we're trying to get attention and trying to get numbers and likes. Once you can get past that and really get to that inner core I always talk about, man, life will just be so much better. And then you will start attracting the right things, And like I say, don't make fun of those that are willing to put their heart on the line to teach others, because we can learn something if we got that pineal gland and we're listening. Because those who listen are always the most intelligent, always, if we listen to the right things. So again, I'll say, don't you dare give up. Don't you dare quit. Don't you dare let yourself become stressed. Remember, stress is the root of all sickness, whatever it is. So you override it. You be positive on purpose, and you be willing, you find somebody you trust to confide in if you have to. Talk to yourself, talk it out. Don't let things harbor inside. It's a very dangerous thing to do, especially if it's something is wrong subconsciously. deal with that inner truth so we can keep that truth undisputed and in and outward, because the truth will always remain undisputed because of us. So again, don't you dare give up. Don't you dare give up, because blessings could be right before us. It could already be in your life, but if you're blinded by superficial things, you won't see them. Sometimes the blessing can be right in your face, but if we're doing stupid shit and not paying attention and not focused, it could be right there in our lives, right in our face, but we can't see it if we got a lot of gunk in the way. Because again, when we are vibing high, when we are really real with oneself, finally we've been through all the layers and we are finally in our higher selves, the truth will always remain undisputed. And I promise that's a guarantee. You just stick to that truth no matter how hard it is. And that's my thought. And I thank those that came in to another EBX discussion. Thank you, and salute to all the reachers and teachers out there. May you stay great and prosper. And I honor your family, and I honor my family. Salute. And I honor my children, their mothers, brothers and sisters all over the world. May you have the ultimate peace wherever you are right now. One. And I give a salute